She had nothing to do with the defeat of the plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rush Limbaugh. Thank you so much. Great to see all of you. Glad to have you with us on Rush Limbaugh. Wait a minute. I don't have to undo the button. I keep thinking, you know, we big guys, we think we got to undo the button. It'll look fine when I sit down. It'll break an old habit. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Does anybody know? I have not been able to find out. I've been asking all day, and I cannot find any definitive answer to this. I heard yesterday that we've had one American death in Haiti. Yes. Yeah. Well, and it was reported at first that it was a suicide, and then somebody said, no, it may not have been suicide. Anybody know, is it a suicide or not? See, nobody knows. No. Nobody. Well, okay, they're saying it's a suicide. I think we should send the D.C. area park police down there to investigate this. Well, the president is huddling with Boris Yeltsin, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Russian Federation. The last time Bill Clinton got together and huddled with anybody privately, it was Dee Dee Myers. Well, now this is important to consider because Dee Dee was going to get aced out. She's going to be demoted and fired. And she went in and talked to Clinton and got everything she wanted. She got a raise, she got more responsibility, a bigger office. Now, what did Yeltsin get that we didn't know or don't know about? They gave him a 21-gun salute. We do know that. So let's see, we've gotten a 21-gun salute for Aristide and a 21-gun salute for Yeltsin. Do we have enough ammo left for another 21-gun salute anywhere? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I can't help but ask that. I want to go back. I want to go back in time. I want to turn back the hands of time and visit a previous segment of this program, September 23rd of this year. Take a look. And how else would you explain this rift between our two presidents, President Clinton and President Carter, if not a voodoo? How do you explain Jimmy Carter, who arguably has the worst record on foreign policy of any U.S. president, now being in charge of it, if not for a voodoo spell? So if you doubt voodoo out there, you better think twice about it. Yeah, of course, you saw the audience reaction there. Everybody thought that I was making a joke about voodoo, not showing proper respect for one of the world's great religions. Well, we got hold of some people at our subsidiary program, Inside Edition. And we found out they were going to go down to Haiti and talk to the president down there, the so-called puppet president, Mr. Jonasson. And we asked would you ask this guy a question with whatever else you're going to ask him? And they said, sure. And the question we put to him was, did you rely on the power of voodoo to help you through this crisis? And here's what the president of Haiti said.
Those spirits of our ancestors, they are our natural protections. And we don't have to ask them to intervene as long as we are in danger, personally or politically. They naturally will intervene, and they have the power to put down any kind of adversary, effortlessly.
Don't laugh at me when I start thinking about things. I was right. These guys are using voodoo down there. That's the president of Haiti admitting that they don't have to rev it up. It's there all the time. Now, you may have heard that we were going to put together a coalition force, a multinational force. And we were going to go and get a whole bunch of cooperation from people from Bangladesh and from Poland and Czechoslovakia and around the world. We were even going to get the expert forces from Caribbean superpower nations to help us in this multinational effort. Well, the latest figures, here they are. We have 19,000 troops on the ground in Haiti. Anybody have any idea how many of those 19,000 troops on the ground in Haiti are from the multinational force and from the Caribbean superpowers? Anybody know?
16.
16 is a guess that I heard scream from the audience. It's closer than you think. 24. Don't make it up. It's actually true. 24. Now, there are more multinational forces, Caribbean superpower forces, offshore. They are on naval ships which have Haiti surrounded, and they're waiting. They're waiting until they're needed. We have exclusive video of training exercises of the multinational force helping us in Haiti. Here they are, working out on board. There they are, in fact, right there, right off the... I don't know, I see all this and I just feel so much more comforted at the scope of our mission and how we're getting all this help. How many of you out there think you know the difference between Republicans and Democrats? Now, I have stated that there's a profound difference, and I'll tell you right now what I think the difference in Republicans and Democrats is, because there's a lot of people out there who think there isn't any difference anymore. That politicians are all the same, doesn't matter what party. This is serious. There's a profound difference among others. Democrats believe quite simply that what has made government great is people, or rather is government. They think what government has done for people is what's made the country great. And nothing could be further from the truth. What's made America great is freedom. The freedom that allows people to be the best they can be, to choose what they want to do and reach for it. That's basically what Republicans believe. Democrats think that it's government. Well, there are other profound differences between Democrats and Republicans, and when you learn these, a lot of things will be explained to you, such as why Democrats and Republicans support the various things that they support. We'll get into that right after this break. You're going to love this, so don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are. Folks, I have outdone myself this time. I am sending shockwaves throughout the publishing world with an offer like no other offer in the history of offers. Every new subscriber to the Limbaugh Letter, my monthly newsletter, will get a complimentary copy in hardback of my bestseller, See, I Told You So. It's an offer you can't refuse. Call 800-796-4200. 12 issues of the Limbaugh Letter, just $29.95, and that copy of my bestseller, See, I Told You So. You do it now. Now, see, we put the face on it, but it's an actual voodoo doll. Where'd we get this, Dick? Some down in Times Square area, right? Or 42nd Street or some sort. It is. I'm telling you, it's an actual voodoo doll. We did not make it up. I just meant to show you that in the first segment. All right. A 22-year survey was recently concluded. This 22-year survey was conducted by the University of Chicago's National Opinion Research Center, and it covered the years 1972 through 1993. And it discovered quite a bit of profound differences, many of them, between Republicans and Democrats. It caused us, we took our cameras out of the street today. We said, we just want to ask some people in the streets of New York if they could tell us on the spur of the moment what they think the differences between Democrats and Republicans are. And here's what we found.
What is the main difference between a Republican and a Democrat?
Well, a Democrat is basically more for the poor people, as a Republican is basically for the well-to-do business class.
Democrats are actually slow to change. Republicans, you know, they're willing to make the changes more quickly.
Democrats wear big glasses.
Democrats have better fashion.
I would say a Republican is more conservative and doesn't like the government.
I think it's that both Democrats and Republicans right now, to me, are very conservative.
I think Democrats are more flexible. Republicans are more rigid.
The Democrats are willing to give away the money to those that don't earn the money.
I think they're all politicians. They all go into one big group. I think it's just a matter of the image they want to portray.
Democrats care more about issues of social value than Republicans.
What is the difference between a Republican and a Democrat?
As far as I know, a Republican is a left-wing in politics, and Democrat is a right-wing, but that could be completely wrong.
Was that a man or a woman? Well, my friends, let's get to the results of this study from the University of Chicago. Democrats are poorer than Republicans. Over the 22-year study period, the average income of all Democrats was 25% below that of Republicans. Now, stop and think about that for just a second. Democrats don't have as much money, they make less, and who do they hate? They hate anybody that has $1 more than they do. That's the definition of the rich in this country. Anybody has $1 more than you do. Now, just think about that. It'll explain why they believe taxing the rich and why they go along with that. They also have, this, by the way, I am not making this up. At the University of Chicago, Democrats have nasty habits. 37% of Democrats smoke as compared to only 30% of Republicans, and 23% of Democrats have seen an X-rated movie within the past year. I'm not making it up. Only 17% of Republicans have seen an X-rated movie, and yet, what do the Democrats do during the Robert Bork confirmation hearings at the Supreme Court? They go to the neighborhood video store nearest Bork's home and try to find a list of smut movies he may have rented, and all they could find was a bunch of John Wayne movies. Meanwhile, it's the Democrats and liberals in the press that are watching the smut movies. We now know. Democrats are also more likely to have been shot at, robbed, or burglarized. It's true. I mean, I've got it. You know where I got this? This is in the Washington Post last Sunday, but it's right here. They're more likely to have been shot at, robbed, or burglarized. They also, Democrats die younger. The average Republican was a full year older than the average Democrat. And Democrats also were less likely than Republicans to rate the state of their health as either excellent or good. And Democrats were more likely to know someone who'd committed suicide. Democrats are solitary, ladies and gentlemen. They are significant. Everybody's laughing here behind the camera, and I'm telling you, it's all. Doesn't all this, when you think about what Democrats stand for today, and Bob, doesn't all this make sense? They are a miserable lot. I mean, they are the original doom and gloomers. People always come up to me and say, hey, Rush, when is there going to be a liberal counterpart to you on radio? And I say, never. And they say, why? I said, because when's the last one you ever heard that's having fun? Where they don't laugh. They just... Now, this next one, I'm a little iffy on this next one. Democrats are significantly less likely than Republicans to be married, and if they have ever been married, they are significantly more likely to have been separated or divorced. In the final analysis, Democrats just quite simply are miserable. Fewer Democrats, well, you know, we are devoted to the truth here, ladies and gentlemen, and I can do nothing more than report the truth to you. A 22-year survey. In surveys, in this one, fewer Democrats than Republicans described themselves as very happy, and Democrats were significantly more cynical and suspicious than Republicans. Now, we got a chart for you here that breaks all this down with the actual numbers. Can we throw that up, John? The truth about Republicans and Democrats. Average family income. You see the Republicans are about $6,000 or $7,000 higher. 63% of Republicans were married to 58% of Democrats. 24% of Republicans ever divorced or separated, up 31% for Democrats. Rated their health overall as excellent or good, 69% Democrats. Pretty good, but look, the Republicans at 79%, the clear skunk there. Next page. Saw an X-rated movie the past year. 23% of the Democrats had, only 17% of Republicans, and agree that most people would try to take advantage of you if they got the chance. 40% of Democrats. 30% of Republicans. Doesn't that just, I mean, that last one, that just makes sense. It adds up because they're cynical about everything, and they're the ones running around saying it's Republicans who are cynical and obstructionists and so forth, and it's not true. And I want you to remember this one about Democrats. It's confusing here because it doesn't explain why they're so soft on crime. Put this last page up, Chet. Democrats are more likely to have been shot at, robbed, or burglarized. Just wanted to see that so it could be sort of branded and emblazoned into your brain. We'll be back with more after this. Don't go away. Welcome back. Rush Limbaugh, the television show. I want to move on with something here that we touched on in the previous segment, and that is this obstructionism and gridlock and all that. The conventional wisdom in America is defined by whatever Democrats and liberals, I actually ought to say liberals, because not all Democrats are liberals, and it's really liberals that we need to be concerned with here. Gridlock is whatever liberals say, or the conventional wisdom, rather, is whatever liberals say is going on, and whatever they say is going on is spread by their willing accomplices, the mainstream press. And one of the biggest examples I can give you of conventional wisdom right now is that Republicans stand in the way of everything. Republicans are obstructionists. Republicans are full of gridlock. Republicans don't want anything good to happen in America today. And here, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I want to go back to the House floor. A couple of Democrats accusing the Republicans of something. Watch.
Mr. Speaker, this contract promises more tax cuts for the wealthy, and it also cuts Social Security.
Imagine the Republican leadership forcing their candidates to back a plan that cuts Social Security for seniors and cuts taxes for the wealthy.
So the Republicans want to cut Social Security, eh? Now let me show you the Washington Post today. 4 in-house outline Social Security cuts. I have the story. I'm holding it here in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers. I read beyond the headline, and guess what I found? You know who the 4 are? Representatives Dan Rostenkowski, J.J. Pickle, Timothy Penny, Marjorie Margolis, Judas Mizvinsky. All Democrats, ladies and gentlemen. 4 in-house outline Social Security cuts. Now, there's other examples. There are other examples of obstructionism going on. How about the campaign finance reform bill? Hill campaign financing bill suffers setback. This is a bill that's designed to give Democrat incumbents entitlement money to run their re-election campaigns. And you've heard that Republicans are forcing this thing into a stalemate and won't let it come to a vote via the filibuster. Well, read along with the Washington Post story on this today. They say the setback came when surprise Democrats lost a procedural vote they won only a week ago, falling 3 votes short of the 60 to clear one of the hurdles that Republicans had thrust in their path. 6 moderate Republicans continued to vote with the Democrats, but they lost 5 of their own, mainly conservatives who oppose any public funding of campaigns. They can't break the filibuster because they can't get enough Democrat votes to go along with the 6 Republicans. If they could get these 5 Democrats to vote with them, they could break the filibuster on this thing. It is not Republicans standing in the way of this stuff. It's Democrats. And I got one more example of this, a big one, when we come back. Don't go away. Take a look at that headline, Global Trade Pact sent to Congress where it may face key opposition. That's GATT, the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trades. I don't want to get into the pros and cons of GATT right now, but I do want to talk about why there may not be a vote on it. I want to show you why there may not be a vote on GATT. We're talking about a vote here, just allowing people to vote. That may not happen because of one man. Here he is.
No, this is for the good of the country. I mean, what are we talking about here? We're talking about something that they've all known. They've taken all this time to really get to the Congress and to the committees and everything else like that. I think it would be a bad mistake.
Are you confident, Senator, that you will be able to keep GATT from passing this year then?
I hear the question in that context, but the answer is yes.
Now, he's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. Yeah, I love Ernest Hollings. When the economic activity gets too robust, he's famous for saying, there's too much consuming going on out there. Too much consuming going on out there. Now, he's a Democrat. He's going to hold up a vote. Here's this one guy making a decision is bad for the country. It's one guy. Now, they accused Republicans of doing that all the way through the health care debate and the crime bill debate. And in every one of those, it's Democrats that are defecting. It's Democrats that are providing the obstruction. One more thing. This is funny. This is great. Before we go, put the Cuomo piece up, Chet. That is from the front page of the New York Times. Now, look at the caption of the picture. If you can't read it, it says, I'm running again because I don't think I've gotten enough good things done. Amen. He's running against himself. I need 4 more years because I haven't done good enough in these previous 12. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
Now you can count down the days left in the Clinton administration. The Clinton Countdown Watch actually counts down 1 day every 24 hours. Call 1-800-97-WATCH now.
Wear your true colors with the GOP clothing collection. 24 pages of authentic GOP golfwear, t-shirts, sweatshirts, caps, and jackets. For your free catalog, call 1-800-95-TRUTH.
Save up to 70% and more.
If you'd like to order a video cassette of Rush's TV show for only $24.95, just call Video Archives at 1-800-FOR-VIDEO. For a transcript, send $5 to Burrell's, Box 7, Livingston, New Jersey, 07039, or call 1-800-777-TECH.